Presenting to you, Mr. and Mrs. Brett and Marri Murdoch. While you're waiting to be served, please come up to the DJ booth and have a look at a video and photo reel. Can you hear me now? Well, I wasn't sure what I was going to say. Honestly, I wasn't. And the note that went around earlier today kind of went, oh, turn it up. Do I have to do this? I don't. Am I supposed to turn it up there? I ended up walking over to the elevator and I came across something. It's pretty funny. There's a placard on the wall and it says, a dream you can own. And I thought, well, this is kind of good. You know, a dad, a dream, my daughter, a dream she can own, meaning she can own Brett, possibly. And I thought, well, that might be good to do. So I went downstairs and I wanted to find out how to say the Spanish words that were up there as well. It says, un seño heco propiedad. So I asked the lady at the front desk, how do I say this? And she said, well, it's about a dream. I wasn't sure exactly what she meant. So she kept going on and on and on. Pretty soon I'm sitting here and she's trying to sell me a timeshare. It's their thing about having a dream you can own. So I signed up for a timeshare, Wendy, and here's our invitation to the timeshare. We could sell this to Brett and Marri. Marri, especially, this is their night. Before tonight, I had no idea that they had been married for a while, nor did most of us. And I guess that really doesn't matter. What matters to me is that, and I think what matters to them, is that they wanted to share their commitment to one another in front of a group of people that they love. Personally, I would have felt like I lost something, and they just called and said, hey, guess what, we're married, see ya. And so I think they've chosen people in their lives that are important to them, brought them together, and have shared this event with them, and I think that's awesome. So I would give them a round of applause for doing that. Yeah, give them a few, come on, let's go. We were walking up the little sidewalk on the way in here and to the bows, and I looked at Marri and I said, "Are you happy?" And she looked at me back and she said, "I'm happy." And I said, "I know you're happy. I can tell." It feels really good to me to be able to know that she's that happy, and to know that the fellow that she's found is as happy as she is. It's really, really awesome. There's no better feeling for any father than to know that their children are happy. So those of you who are fathers, you know what I'm talking about. I remember when Marri was little, lots of things about her. I remember the first time I saw her. I remember when I learned that she was conceived, and in my heart I knew this was one of the children that I was going to love. I got 3 of them here, Tara and Justin and Marri, and all 3 of them I love equally. They're all wonderful children. I remember the stories that I used to tell Marri, and Marri will kind of laugh about this, I'm sure. Angelica. A little girl that I used to tell her stories about. Toad bumps. Do you remember toad bumps and monsters? Most importantly, I remember the last thing at night before she would go to sleep, I would give her a kiss and a hug and I would tell her I love you. And then there were times when we'd go to the Dairy Queen, and you know that little thing at the top of the Dairy Queen, the little cube? I never got to eat that. Because I would be in the car, and Marri would take that, she'd grab my hand, and suck that thing over, and the cue was gone. So the cue was history. I remember lunch at the elementary school. I remember choir events. When she got older, we talked about what she could do in life. We talked about her being an astronaut, or a doctor, or President of the United States. And what she's ending up is she's CEO of Murdoch Enterprises. So, which is really a good place to be. Then there was high school, Sweet 16, a blue bug, and a blue necklace. Right, remember? The blue butterfly necklace. Then college, good friends, the Tommy's girls. Where are they? Tommy's, you're over there. And then Bond University, and then from there it ended up being, guess who? Brett, guess who? Hey, Brett, yeah, and as from what we know now, it was Brett earlier than Brett we thought. But that's okay. That's a good thing. My little girl went to Australia, and at first it was novel, it was fun, and Daddy's little girl was going to come home. Daddy's girl didn't come home. Well, she came home, and then she went back. And then we went to visit her, and then she came back for Christmas, and we met this guy. And I tried to teach him some things about being in Minnesota. So those of you who have, how many of you have experienced snow? Snow arms go up? Yeah. And ice? How many people heat their house with wood? Guess who doesn't know how to use that? Mom. So Brett, I tried to teach Brett how to do that, it didn't work so well. When she came back, at one point, I'm thinking this is before she got married, but I'm not exactly sure. She said she met this guy in Australia. We weren't sure who this guy was, but he ended up coming back in October, right? October, and he stayed with her on the college campus, and then he went back, and then Marri went back, and then we did the Christmas thing, and then she went back, and again we kind of lost her to Australia. But one of the things that we did gain, we gained a son. Well, last thing I'd like to say is, I suggest toast to a son-in-law, toast to my daughter, toast to a wedding, toast to a long life together, Marri and Brett.
Two of you dancing that way, lost in the moment and each other's face. So much in love, you're alone in this place, like there's nobody else in the world. I was enough for her not long ago. I was her number one, she told me so, and she still means the world to me, just so you know. So be careful when you hold my girl. Time changes everything, life must go on. I'm not gonna stand in your way. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. And I prayed that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. How could that beautiful woman with you be the same freckle-faced kid that I knew, the one that I read all those fairy tales to, and tucked into bed all those nights? And I knew the first time I saw you with her, it was only a matter of time. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. I prayed that that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first, from the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me. I knew the love of a father runs deep. Someday you might know what I'm going through, when a miracle smiles over you. I loved her first. You are so beautiful.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out to the Brett and Marri wedding.